Greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm Professor Spira, and today I'm going to go over the glossary to my book, Spira Speaks, Dialogues and Essays on the Mucusless Diet Healing System. One of the reasons I want to do this is because there's a great power in being able to change the language so that folks understand what we're talking about, and that so we ourselves better understand and can communicate among one another. And some of these words are new inventions developed by the mucusless community. And other words and concepts are general definitions that are put through the filter of mucusless consciousness. So without further ado, we will go to the glossary. So here we go. Let's get a little bit closer. Back up a little bit. Okay, glossary. Acidosis, a condition in which there is too much acid in the body fluids. Such acid may be derived from uneliminated pus and mucus-forming foods. A lot of people don't realize or don't understand, for whatever reason, that this acidosis, this acidic condition, comes almost exclusively from uneliminated pus and mucus-forming foods that just sit in the body, ferment, decay, turn into this nasty, nasty mess, and then create these acidic internal environment as opposed to an alkaline environment. Additive principle, term coined by Brother Air that refers to the belief that the human organism needs to consume, accumulate, and use various forms of material matter to exist. Modern theories of nutrition and metabolism emerge from an additive concept, whereby it is believed that the human body must intake and metabolize various elements not obtained through the breathing process to live. Air rejects the foundation of the additive principle and proposes his formula to life, or vitality equals power minus obstruction, which asserts that human life exists as a result of the non-accumulation and elimination of unnecessary matter. Mucusless fruits are identified to be the greatest eliminators of human waste, followed by mucusless vegetables. Therefore, a mucus-free fruit and vegetable diet will ultimately result in the elimination of unnecessary physical obstructions. So this is the additive principle. We constantly use this term because this is what modern mainstream medical and dietetic theories revolve around, this additive principle. If I don't eat enough, I will die, or I will suffer, or I will be deficient. If I don't get enough protein, if I don't get enough vitamins and minerals, if I don't add enough stuff to my body, then I will get sick for some reason. For some reason we think this. And we never emphasize the opposite. What if you get too much? How detrimental is it to overeat, to overstuff yourself with a bunch of so-called nutrients that you really don't need, that your body can't use anyway? Additive principle. Air gas engine. Arnold Air identifies the human body to be an air gas engine that is fundamentally powered through the process of breathing. Mucus and pus-forming foods leave behind harmful residues in the body that create obstruction. When the human organism becomes too filled with obstructions and is unable to get oxygen to the blood, the body comes to a standstill. Thus, mucusless foods are identified to be the ones best fit for humans, as they leave behind the least amount of obstruction and aid the elimination of waste from the body. Albumin, originally used to refer to the white of an egg, derived from Latin albumen, literally whiteness, from albus meaning white. It is a class of simple water-soluble proteins that can be coagulated by heat and are found in egg whites, blood serum, milk, and many other animal and plant tissues. Albuminous refers to something consisting of, resembling, or containing albumin. Let's see, pus. We will get to that. The Back to Nature Renaissance. A social countercultural movement that began in the late 1800s, originally led by German youth. In the wake of the European Industrial Revolution, young activists rejected urbanization and middle-class social norms. Inspired by the works of Nietzsche, Goethe, Hesse, and pagan religions, thousands of German youth endeavored to return to a more natural way of life in tune with natural laws. This caused great advancements in the area of natural healing, as many began to research and experiment with fasting cures and plant-based fruit and vegetable diets as a sustainable way to live. During the early part of the 20th century, many Germans moved to the United States and settled in Southern California. Natural healers and back-to-nature advocates such as Arnold Ehret had a profound influence on American youth and spurred on the countercultural revolution in the U.S., as well as the cultivation of naturopathy, the natural hygienic movement, and 1960s hippie culture. See Gordon Kennedy's Hippie Roots, the Perennial Subculture, and Children of the Sun. Back to Nature Renaissance. This is something people don't talk enough about this. The hippie movement in the 1960s get a lot of kind of mainstream publicity, but we never talk about, in a history class or in the popular kind of mainstream historical narrative, we never talk about this incredibly important period, this original Back to Nature Renaissance. The folks that will criticize people for academia and institutions for being what we call Eurocentric, or basically a view that Europe is the greatest thing that's ever happened in the world, the dawn of civilization, and so on and so forth. For me, the greatest achievement that Europe really had to offer to the world was this Back to Nature Renaissance. This is where people rediscovered fundamental laws about how the human body operates, that up to this point it was total medieval thinking, and continues to be more and more medieval in terms of mainstream medical science. But this veer off to the left in this Back to Nature Renaissance was really, in my opinion, the dawn of what we're dealing with now in terms of understanding how the human body operates and what we must do to heal. Black hole is a region of space-time where gravity prevents anything, including light, from escaping. Black body, an idealized physical body which absorbs all radiation incident on it and reflects none. Such a body may be identified to simultaneously be the greatest emitter and absorber of energy. See Handbook of Chemistry and Physics, 89th edition, 2009. This gets into a little bit more of the advanced discussions about the nature of human physiology. What are we supposed to be? We start to get into the atoms, and Brother Air often says we're made up of a bunch of atoms. You don't feed atoms. Atoms don't need nutrition. If anything, the paradigm would shift toward one of elimination as opposed to additive type of principle. But I will save longer discussions for that for another time. Bizarro world, term used to express the backwardness of modern day society, inspired by the fictional planet in the DC Comics Superman series where all social and natural laws were opposite from that of Earth. Look outside, turn on your TV, pus and mucus is king, and that makes this world quite bizarro. Breatharian, organism whose primary sustenance comes from breathing air. You'll notice that my spelling of breatharian is different from what you would read in a Wikipedia page or online or something. That is intentional, that is on purpose. Constipation, an acute or chronic condition in which there is difficulty emptying the bowels due to an accumulation of hard, dry fecal matter. The term may also refer to the degree to which the natural flow of energy and bodily fluids, such as blood and lymph, is hindered by physical obstructions. Dark matter, type of matter hypothesized to account for a large part of the total mass in the universe. Detoxification, the process of cleansing toxic waste and obstructions from the body. Such obstructions may include mucus, pus, acids, chemicals, parasites, minerals, metals, along with negative thoughts and emotions.